far away from the stage as I possibly could. However, tonight I'm having the dual role of not only a reader and the secretary, but also as Chris Barzak, since he could not be here tonight due to illness. I have a very exciting thing to promote tonight, though, and that's going to be our next project, and that is called Eddie Loves Debbie. The YSU Student Literary Arts Association is pleased to announce a new literary endeavor to produce an anthology of fiction, nonfiction, and poetry that gathers together the cultural lore of the greater Youngstown region. Eddie Loves Debbie, the Youngstown Anthology, the upcoming 6th issue of Jenny, will feature a selection of pieces from the anthology, but the anthology itself will be a print edition released in May of 2013. Eddie Loves Debbie is our way of highlighting the mythology of Youngstown and the surrounding region. We want to celebrate what makes this place unique. We'd like your entries to evoke the character of Youngstown and its people. Setting and sense of place will be paramount to our selection process, and we'd like to see a wide range of styles and types of story and poetry to accurately capture as many perspectives as possible. The project title, Eddie Loves Debbie Project, refers to the graffiti that can be found all over Youngstown by an unknown graffiti artist, or artists, since no one knows for sure who or how many people participate in this, and if they are all aware of one another or not, in which the statement Eddie Loves Debbie appears on road signs, carved into trees, written on sidewalks, and found in the most obscure as well as the most visible corridors of the city. An extensive but unelaborated mythology surrounds the story of Eddie Loves Debbie. Who are they? Who is or are the graffiti artists or artists? Multiple stories compete to explain, ranging from the realistic to the supernatural in the form of urban folklore. Be inventive, though. The stories and poems we accept for the anthology need not address the Eddie Loves Debbie of graffiti itself. That's just one example of what we mean by local culture lore. What else is out there? Tell us a ghost story tied to this place. Write a poem about some aspect of our past, present, or future. No matter what, their own stories, and no matter what, give us something spectacular to commemorate this place we call home. Cities have their own stories and need to keep telling stories about themselves in order to live vibrantly, to have a sense of shared community identity through those stories. Give us something to help us understand another reason why living life here is something distinct and special. We're requesting that fiction and creative nonfiction pieces not exceed 5,000 words. Poetry should be limited to 3 pages or no more than 3 poems and by a single author. So that is going to be our 2013 spring endeavor. That's going to be our new thing. It's the first time we will be focusing on a specific theme for our issue instead of just whatever we get. That being said, I am also going to read my own little thing. I was supposed to go and talk about smarts, if I could get my fingers to work. There we go. I have the extreme fortune to be working with smarts this year. A couple years ago, the thought of teaching a younger generation scared me, but I think it has made me slightly less scared of taking on an older generation as far as 1550 comp goes, or should I be more afraid? My current class is made up of all girls that range from 6th to 11th grade, and they are some of the brightest young minds I've ever encountered. Every girl in that classroom has presented something to me that I plan on putting in our next issue of Smarts Mag that comes out as well in spring 13. They have already helped me grow and adapt my teaching style, and I consider myself extremely lucky to be part of that program now. And with that being said, I'd like to introduce one of our first co-presidents. We are going to have Corey come up and read her little foreword.